Salutations, my fellow dandies. It's me, Jack Dandy, and you know who I am. It's Final Fantasy XIV again. As promised, I have moved Final Fantasy XIV to Wednesdays because I kept skipping the Friday streams because I was tired a lot. So I moved to Wednesdays to avoid, well, reduce skipping Final Fantasy XIV. I'll be honest, when I finished the stream on Friday, I thought I'd maybe stream a couple of times between then and Wednesday, but unfortunately I've been a little under the weather. I was very, very tired on Saturday and Sunday, and so slept through most of the weekend. And then, I don't know why. I was actually alright on Saturday, but then I was alright, and then I did a load of physical labor, like cleaning and unpacking, and like going through boxes and stuff, and sorting through some stuff, and then I tired myself out, and then slept. And then Monday I had a headache all day, and Tuesday I came down with a fever. I am mostly fine now, still a little bit poorly. I'm at that sort of post-fever stage where I feel fine, but my body temperature is constantly sort of like 1 second I'm freezing cold, and then I heat myself up, and then I'm boiling hot and sweating, and it's just sort of rubber banding up and down. But other than that, I feel fine. So, and I thought, well, I technically have already skipped the first, because I was supposed to start Final Fantasy XIV Wednesdays last Wednesday, and I skipped it because I was 2024 has been off to a rough start. After the New Year's Day stream, I haven't had a lot of luck. So I thought I can't skip. I can't just say, oh yeah, I'm going to start playing on Wednesdays, and then go like, well, I'm going to play something different because I haven't played. So I'm sticking to my promise to play Final Fantasy XIV on Wednesday, and we'll play something different on Friday. I might play that Another Code remaster, but I probably shouldn't buy any new games for a while, because I maybe overspent a tiny bit at Christmas, and I maybe don't have a huge amount of money in my account at the moment, and also have quite a bit of money to pay on my credit card, so I probably shouldn't, but I really want to play it. Anyway, my inability to finance effectively is very much my problem and not yours. Hey, it's Final Fantasy XIV. So last time we had we completed the Tower of Zot, and ignore me menacingly kneeling behind Kryl the Pictomancer. That's exciting news. We'll talk about that when I find a quiet spot. What's it saying? Yeah, we defeated the Tower of Zot, and then we had a tea party. I don't know if it was really a tea party. I guess we just had dinner. We just with burger, pizza, and cakes. Not the healthiest diet, but meal. But I guess, you know, we did just save a bunch of elephants. We deserve something naughty. So I think we are heading to Garlemald. Maybe today, but I guess it depends how many quests it takes to get there. I'm pretty sure that's the intention, from what I remember last time. So, that'd be interesting. You know, considering they've been talking about Garlemald since A Realm Reborn. That is a hell of a, like, I mean, I guess they could have at any point, they could have brought Garlemald in earlier, in an early expansion, if it seemed like Final Fantasy XIV was on its last legs. But that is a hell of a setup to talk about a place in, like, the very original release of the game, and then go to a bunch of other, like, 3 other places. So not just 3, because there's more than one place in each DLC, but we went to Ishgard, and then we went to, Wano, whatever the Japanese equivalent place is. And then we went to another dimension before we've gone to Garlemald, which has been mentioned multiple times. So, yeah, it's exciting times. Let's talk to Kryl. Kryl and Gratty were having a pleasant conversation until you barged in. Oh, well, fuck me. Oh, there you are. Feeling refreshed, I hope? I was about to make my way to the studium as it happens. I wanted to try and speak with Scholark Here, this is a name. Scholark Monteche. We're going to go with Monteche, I think. Scholark Monteche, and thank you for coming to our rescue in the... Oh no, I'm thinking it's Pain, so it'd be Montechane. Yeah, okay, Montechane, so it's like champagne. It's the same spelling. I wanted to try and speak with Scholark Montechane and thank him for coming to our rescue in the rostra. As it turns out, he'd come to see us... Oh, we have spoken to this guy before. In fact, I think I used the champagne analogy last time as well. As it turns out, he'd come here to see us following the hearing, only to find that we'd already departed for Thancred. Knowing him, he was probably hoping to chew the cud with his former students. Since we're still waiting for Ishtola and the others, I thought that now the perfect time to pay him a visit. Care to join me? I got nothing else to do. Then it's settled. The twins will be coming too, assuming Alphino can tear himself away from his new toys. What new toys did he get? Oh, his back sage doodads. Yes. I'll let you rally the troops while I go on ahead to Phenomenon. Considering the recent impropriety, perhaps I should avoid showing my face around the studium for a time. That might be for the best. If the others should return, tell them we will not be long. Yeah, unlike some of the Scions, I'm not an alumni to the studium. As such, I have no acquaintances here I'm obliged to visit. And while I'd love nothing more than to pore over the many great tomes of the Phenomenon, I fear my presence there would stir up more unwanted trouble. So, for now, I will be patient, much as it pains me to do so. God, why are all of the Scions such nerds? Or is he playing with his new... Yeah, he is playing with his new toys. Heading out for a stroll? The Scholark himself was here. In that case, what are we waiting for? I too am eager to see him, though I somewhat dread the thought of visiting the studium. I dare say our notoriety precedes us. Alphino, of all people, worrying over his reputation, and as our alma mater, no less. Will wonders never cease? You'll understand soon enough. Off we go. To the studium. So yeah, they had the fan fest on Saturday, and so we learnt that the other class alongside the two-sword class. I can't remember what it's called. It's the Pictomancer. I like the idea of the Pictomancer, but I don't know whether I can. Maybe I'll try it out. But it's yeah. Apparently, it was in Final Fantasy. It's a class from Final Fantasy IV, which is quite interesting. And yeah, Kryl is becoming the Pictomancer. It comes right off the back of me saying, I think literally on Friday, Kryl is like the only person who doesn't have a class. Like she's the only one who has no a combat ability. So now she does. So that's nice. She can defend herself from I don't know, I don't know with the I mean anything, but you know, she can defend herself with art. Here it is, Phenomenon. While I expect you made note of it before, one can hardly miss it. This is the first time you've been here on official business, correct? While most of the space is taken up by the expansive auditoriums, it also houses numerous laboratories, testing grounds for experimental magics, and a host of administrative offices and so forth. As the centre of what would later become the studium, it was established to promote the study of ethological phenomena, hence the name. Though with ether being a fundamental aspect of nature, its scope expanded to include every conceivable facet of life, and even the universe itself. And then, in the 432nd year of the 6th Astral Era, Phenomenon was decreed complete and the studium officially opened as a place of learning. With a long and storied history, it is without question the world's leading authority in etherology, the arcane, the occult, astromancy, and countless other fields, standing proud as Charlian's foremost educational institute. Again, Alpha. Why are all the Scions such nerds? You always did enjoy giving the grand tour to new students. Indeed, I've long since lost track of how many times he has recited that same foppish speech. Such is his undying love for his old stamping ground. Is it stamping ground? I always thought it was stomping ground. I thought it was like an elephant thing. I'm going to Google that. I think this is... Stamping ground. Okay, well, there's a movie. Place where regular... Is it stamping ground or stomping ground? Up until 20, 30 years ago, stamping ground had ruled overwhelmingly. But since the 1990s, stomping had been... Okay, so it used to be stamping ground and then stomping overtook it. I mean, stomping makes more sense. Because the whole point of it is it's supposed to be like an area that's well trodden. And so you've been stomping on it and it's all flattened out. You don't stamp on things. I guess stamp is past tense. Well, there we go. We learnt something new today. He was in top form back then. Youngest to enter the Studium, graduated with highest honours in magical arts and theology, undisputed champion of the debating chamber. Hold on, you both joined the Studium at the same age, yes? And from where I stand, you're equally prodigious scholars. No, Alice is clearly the, like... I mean, she's okay. She's like me. She's more swords than books. Than pen, I should say. Nice of you to say, but Alphino actually entered half a year before me, nor did I do well enough to graduate with honours, and I am certainly not the Studium's most notorious master debater. It's not. It's too low-hanging fruit. We're gonna gloss over it. In all respects, have I ever been in his shadow? If nothing else, just remember that this was where the legend of Alphino Lavelia began. We should expect everyone to be fully aware of our recent escapades. Hopefully, we'll be somewhat more welcome here than we were in the last stand. We were at the last stand. I know better than anyone what adoration and student body has for Alphino, and with a bit of luck, it might work to our advantage. Well, there's no time like the present. First things first, let's look for Scholark Monteshane. Other faculty tend to frequent their offices, but unfortunately for us, he's fond of wandering wheresoever his whims take him. Let's split up and ask the students if they've seen him. Yeah, I was gonna say, Alice is like definitely the more meat-headed of the two of the siblings. I might as well repair my stuff while I'm in a menu. There we go. I still haven't. I don't think I've found. I mean, it must be like a side quest or something I haven't done. I think I haven't found a script anywhere that will exchange scripts with me. I mean, I don't have any scripts, but that was Alphino Lavelia, wasn't it? The Alphino Lavelia, and he's with his sister and Master Baldessian's granddaughter. This can only mean one thing: an event of epoch-shattering proportions is fast approaching. Spread the word. I'm here too. Oh, sorry, you said you're looking for the Scholark, yes? Knowing him, he could be anywhere, but Miss Aliapo should have a better idea. Who's Miss Aliapo? Oh, summoning bell. I can send Bandy back out on another. And now I really want to sell it. I've had this Popoto set in my into like my market for, I think, least 100 hours. I definitely got it in around Reborn. And it's just like, oh, well, I'm not planning on growing any popotos, so... yeah. I'll sell it, but no one wants to buy it. What's up? Oh, fine. Don't let me have any fun. Are you lost? Wandering off the street, perhaps? Wait, don't tell me. You're a trainee gleaner fresh off the guild ship. I'm right, aren't I? Oh, how silly of me. An orientation is in order. Ahem. Allow me to bid you a warm welcome to Searcher's Meet. Let me start with a question. What is the most important thing you'll find in the studium? That's right, books. And what's the second most important? Why, that's simple. Everything else. What? Okay. I mean, I guess it's easy enough to remember. Tier list. It's not the word I'm looking for, but it's fine. That's what we deal with in Searchers Meet. Whenever the students or tutors find themselves in need of equipment or materials, they come to us. If we don't have it in our stores, we send the gleaners off to find it. Honestly, you wouldn't believe some of the requests we get. Eye of Pycer this, tongue of Gigantode that. It's enough to make your hair stand on end, which is possibly what some of our students are trying to accomplish, this being a school of magic and all. As our newest gleaner, you'll have your work cut out for you, but I think you'll find it quite rewarding. The only thing I'm interested in gleaning is information on the Skolok's whereabouts. Haha! I can wordplay. I beg your pudding? You're not a gleaner? That's like... I beg your pudding. Then this was all an elaborate ruse. No, I'd come to think of it, you never actually claimed to be one in the first place. My mistake. He was here, but now he's not. I did speak with him shortly before you arrived, though. Okay, that doesn't actually help. He said he was on his way to Maker's Meet. Okay, that does help. Go back the way you came in, and you'll see it on the opposite side of the entrance. It's a laboratory of sorts, home to many rare, expensive curios, not to mention alarmingly frequent accidents. If you lose your way, just follow the blood-curdling screams. Yeah, in the time it's taken me to tell you all this, Skolok's probably already left. Best of luck finding him. I have a feeling you'll need it. I mean, why am I the one searching for this guy when I don't know what he looks like? Why are Alphino and Kryl just hanging out in the... Actually, I don't know where Kryl is. Why is Alphino and Alice just hanging out in the lobby? Well, they're catching up with their friends. Things were bad enough during our school days, and Alphino's time abroad has only heightened his fame. Or should that be infamy? He had his rivals and detractors, of course. Most of them gave that up after his adoring fans set upon them like ravenous dogs. Alphino, on the other hand, never paid them much notice. They were simply beneath him. I assure you, I'll tell you all about it after my business with the Skolok has concluded. Skolok, tell me, my good fellow, does this have something to do with saving the world from catastrophe? Might we turn our attention to Master Levelia's graduation thesis? I too have my doubts regarding our policy of non-intervention. Is it true that your experiences overseas are the reason you have incurred the riot of the Forum? Oh, well, I wouldn't give to see you butt heads with those old codgers. I wonder if I can get like a school coat like they're wearing. I can pretend to be a student. It really does hammer home the fact that like not much time has actually passed since around Reborn, which is I think when they left, because they were on the ship with me, which is, I think that was when they left here. So yeah, it really hammers home the fact that like not much time has actually, despite the fact there's been multiple Christmases and New Year festivals and other once-a-year festivals. It really hasn't been that much time. It's been a very busy week for the Warrior of Light. Yes, the Skolok was here a short while ago. He offered me advice on my current research project. Though we spoke at length, I don't recall him mentioning where he was planning to go next. When we parted ways, he went down the corridor, perhaps to one of the auditoriums. Oh, okay. You were less interesting than the other person. This is where I found out that Kryl... Oh, there he is. I wonder if he was in here this whole time. And in fact, I know who Mondashane is. I spoke to him. I could have just run around the building and looked for him. This is not a very big building. It's gonna put me on the floor again, isn't it? Yeah, damn it. Let me have my fun.
Ah, I remember you.
No, at least I can take a break from voice acting.
I pray we have not caught you at an inopportune moment. We wanted to offer our thanks for your kind words in the forum.
Well, I could hardly let that inquisition go unchallenged. I've always believed that curiosity should be nurtured, not stifled. Thankfully, a majority of my colleagues agreed. A slender majority, aye, but a majority nonetheless.
Had the vote not gone our way, we would be having a very different conversation, if any at all. Though I'd like to think you would have not given up on our cause. I'm told you paid a visit to the Annex afterwards.
Yes, that's right. I was hoping to speak with the grandchildren of my dearly departed friends Galuf and Louisoix in a less dour setting. But it seems I just missed you.
I wonder if I meet Kryl's parents. So I was just thinking about the fact that she's the granddaughter. And so, well, okay, well, there must be an in-between then. We've met Alice and Alphino's parents. So maybe one day we'll meet... Kryl does have a surname. But they never mention it, so I can't remember what Cryo... Oh, it's Baldesion. They do mention it. They mention it all the time. She's got a middle name. Cryomea Baldesion. Eh. But yeah, maybe we'll meet Mr. and Mrs. Baldesion at some point. Unless we already have and I've forgotten about them. Which is entirely possible.
I still can't believe how much you've grown. If only your grandsires could have seen the way you presented yourselves to the Forum. Why, it fair brought a tear to my own eye. You must have the patience of a saint, putting up with this lot and their antics. Never mind Matoya's prize student. Luckily, I know a thing or two about managing unruly younglings. If you ever need advice, don't hesitate to ask.
Step 1, the belt.
If I may, there is a rather more pressing matter we wish to discuss. What can you tell us of this duty that the Forum must fulfill?
Nothing, I'm afraid. Like all humble servants of the Forum, I am sworn to secrecy. Or rather, I couldn't tell you if I tried. Our duty is of the gravest importance. Furthermore, if the particulars were made public, it would incite widespread panic.
Oh, okay. Well, it's probably something great then. Because nothing bad incites widespread panic.
As such, those entrusted with this duty have been bound by an enchantment, which prevents us from speaking of such matters without the express permission of the Forum.
But we can talk about the enchantment.
How is that even possible?
It's been some time since I last gave a lecture. Please, take a seat.
Those are unnecessarily big desks.
We shall begin by reviewing the fundamentals of etherology. The ether, which imbues us with life, can be categorized into 3 forms.
Yeah, it's a good thing that I got my sunglasses on, because I would absolutely be droopy-eyed at this point. Just be like, Already, just one sentence in.
2 are of the incorporeal sort, the soul, and the memory. Can anyone tell me the 3rd?
Magic.
Not entirely inaccurate, but nor is it the answer I was looking for. That would be corporeal ether.
That's about the level I aim for. Technically correct. That's as good. That's the level I aim for.
This is the form with which the layman is most familiar. Consumed by even the simplest of daily activities, and replenished by the food and drink that sustain us, this form of ether is in constant flux. In contrast, the ether that comprises the soul is rarely subject to dramatic change. The same can be said for memory, as the 2 are intrinsically linked. Picture the soul as paper, and memories as words written upon it.
Welcome to the hydro. I don't know what that says.
Now, what would happen if that paper was doused with ink? The same type of ether as comprises the memories.
It would blot out everything that was written.
Precisely. We would be unable to recall the memories, and any activities that depend upon them would be hindered as well.
Okay, so it's not just that he can't talk about it, it's that he literally can't... Surely he can think about it. I mean, he must know. Otherwise, how can he know... How can any of them know what they're doing is correct?
In fact, this exact phenomenon was observed on a vast scale not so long ago. And what might that have been?
Oh, also, why don't I just use my echo to see what it is? Why can't I just go like, alright guys, I'm going to echo this guy and just find out? Just, you keep him distracted or something, I don't care. Like, I don't need permission to use my echo.
The 7th Umbral Calamity. The people of Eorzea vividly recall Bahamut breaking free of the Lesser Moon and raining hellfire down upon the realm.
Oh yeah, people did forget what happened after that.
But no one could seem to remember the events that followed immediately afterwards.
Indeed. To this day, we have yet to determine whether it was an unintended consequence or a deliberate act. The enchantment which binds me and the rest of the Forum is based on a similar principle. And yes, it is a contravention of the Sharlayan prohibition against the practice of memory manipulation. Only when a new member is inducted and told of our great duty are they subjected to the process. A necessary evil. You have my word that it would never be used to manipulate the populace.
You don't know that. It could be used to manipulate the populace, and then they could just make you forget that it'd been used to manipulate the populace.
I should hope not. But can this enchantment be dispelled and your memories restored?
If 9/10 of our members give their approval, then the process may be reversed. Then, and only then, would we be able to speak freely to others of our sacred duty. Barring that, we must wait until we return to the ethereal sea.
I would just be curious.
For there we will be purified, the blots upon our souls washed clean.
Like, just be like, guys, aren't you curious why we're doing any of this? Like, all of us are doing this for a sacred duty, and none of us can remember what it is. And it's just like, yeah, I mean, I guess we agreed to it at the time, but I just feel like curiosity would get the better of me, and just be able to convince 9/10. Like, should we just undo the enchantment, find out what it is, and then reapply it, if we still agree with it?
And our memories drift apart and dissolve. Rather defeating the purpose, I suppose.
Alright, so if we get Y'shtola to teleport this guy into the live stream, and then... Unfortunately, Solus isn't still here to teleport him back out again. I don't suppose your mum's still alive?
But there are those memories that are indelibly etched upon our souls, some believe.
What happens after that?
We are reduced to pure ether, coalesce with that of others, and create souls anew. Alternative schools of thought assert souls remain whole and return to the corporeal world, reborn into another form. Both theories have their proponents. Personally, I consider each equally probable.
I guess, it's a different live stream, but Aerith sort of remained whole inside the FF7 live stream, so...
Well, I think that's enough education for today, now that I've given you some food for thought. Or rather, an entire banquet.
Also the fact that, thinking of it more within universe, I'm made up of fragments of other souls across different worlds. Then surely they must remain whole when their worlds were sundered or whatever happened to them. I don't know, maybe I'm overthinking this. Basically, I think it's probably a case they do remain whole.
I would remind you that although I'm unable to assist you with certain matters, the resources at my disposal may still be of use to you. I'll arrange for you all to be given the run of Phenomenon. Of course, as associate to our alumni and the students of Baldessian, this privilege is extended to you as well, my friend.
I could already go wherever I wanted in there.
And I suggest you speak with Ki Aliapo. She's well known among the artisans of Sharlayan, and her network of contacts may prove useful in your search for knowledge. I wish you all the best in your pursuits, wheresoever they may take you.
She's the excuse my pudding. No, beg your pudding, I think was what she said. Alright, the sinister laugh at the end was unnecessary. But okay, so... You've been granted the run of Phenomenon. If you're game, Quialapo would put your artisanry to good use. Oh, that's probably a crafting side quest. Maybe something to consider. Hey! I got a pewter weapon. One of the lesser known bosses in Final Fantasy VII. Oh, that's cool. I like that one. It's chunky. Well, that's given me much to mull over. I feel as though we're one step closer to understanding the Forum's true motives, and the mysteries of life itself for good measure. It's funny, I came here with the intent of expressing my gratitude, only to leave more indebted than before. I have a feeling his friendship and support would be a great boon to us in the days to come. And on that note, let's head back to the annex. Perhaps on the way you could better acquaint yourself with Qui Aliepo, as the Skonark suggested, while I share our findings with Raha. Okay, I guess I will... No, that isn't actually my quest. I can... I mean, it's locked, so literally I have to be... This quest is not yet available, requires... Yeah, I need to switch to one of my disciple jobs. No. I think that's how I think, talking about it though, I think that is how I get scripts. And how I can do script quests. But, no, I haven't crafted anything for a very long time. I have leveled my, like... Yeah, I have leveled my armor and blacksmith ranks up. Haven't crafted a single thing. I just buy the thing that, they want for the, Grand Company quests and hand them in, and that gets you a load of XP. Same for, I mean, I'm almost max on Botanist, and that's entirely from me doing... I've done some fishing, and I did do some of the stuff, but I just got bored of it. I probably will have to pick up, like, Leatherworker at some point, because there's some of the Leatherworker clothes look pretty cool. Like, I will eventually get to a point where I'm caught up on content and I won't just wear whatever the latest fashion is. I kind of have to decide on a look for myself. I mean, I technically... Like, this is technically... I've got this as my slot 1. And this is my kind of, like, what I consider to be the canon form. Although I might change those shoes. But I never use this. It's my casual clothes when I'm, you know... Maybe I should have worn it for the Uber Eats cutscene. Ah, welcome back. From what I hear, your trip to the Studium proved most educational. While you were away, I received word from our fellow Scions. Also, Estinians here. Don't know, just shut up. As expected, news of the warding scales was met with much joy. Preparations are now underway to bring the leadership of the Grand Company of Eorzea and the Eastern Alliance together to determine a way forward. Oh, that's right. Everyone else just ran off to go and tell the members of the Grand Company, the Grand Company of Eorzea about the invading Garlemald. Our friends have asked that we bring the scales in our possession to Limsa Laminsa. So the time has come for us to go on the offensive. It's too early to say for certain, but that does seem to be the way the winds are blowing. I, for one, can think of no reason to oppose such a plan, but let us see what awaits us in Vilbrand. Let's start by getting the scales out of storage. Give me a hand, would you, Estinian? It was just the 5 seconds of the wood just staring at the boxes, just going, yep, these are definitely the boxes. Phew, I didn't realise these crates were so heavy. I shouldn't complain, though. Vitra and the alchemists of the Great Work put their heart and soul into each and every one of these scales, so you must treat them with the utmost care. Are you not coming with us? As much as I would like to escape the Forum's watchful gaze, I have little choice but to stay behind. We're already on thin ice, and if I, in my capacity as our official representative, were found to be consorting with foreign powers, well, you can imagine how that would go. I shall remain here and do my utmost to avoid ruffling any more feathers as I await word from Master Matoya and our other allies. With luck, we'll soon have good news of our own to share. The tide is about to turn, I can feel it. To Limpsa Laminsa. I mean, it was until you raised that particular flag, Alphino. It's like, I can feel it. Everything's going to be alright. And it's like, no, we still have like 60 quests of Endwalker left, Alphino. It's... Don't tempt fate. I mean, you're not going to die, but something bad could still happen. You could still get something traumatic happen to you. Back to my home turf. It's my haunt. It's always surprised me, like... Well, actually, this doesn't really surprise me. Because I know how many, like... It tells me how many thousands of people are in the server at the time. And I know that they all... Wait, what was that? I like that everyone's got their umbrella out though, in the rain. Also, I like this fella. This guy's a cool dude. Conrad Kane. Always happy to see a fellow Pompadour. I was told to expect you. As you may or may not be aware, the Admiral is at present entertaining the elder seats here and the Sultana. 3 of the most powerful women in the world in one room. Do you need me to prepare, or shall I show you to them? No, I'm pretty chill with them all. You know, we're on a first name basis. My apologies for calling you away from Charlian at such short notice. On the contrary, we are honoured and grateful and pleasantly surprised to be joined by such esteemed company. 'Twas only right that this discussion be conducted in person. We are locked away. We are locked in a war of attrition. Our forces struggle to contain the threat posed by the towers, and it is only a matter of time before we are overwhelmed. Victory will only be claimed through decisive action, and we have taken the initiative to set the wheels in motion. It is reassuring to learn that we are all in accord. But might I ask what your plan entails? We're just going to run in. Actually, no, it's been so long since Nanamo's talked, I can't remember what her voice sounds like. It hinges entirely on the warding scales and our ability to utilize their potential to the fullest. During your time in Charlian, the allied nations have been engaged in separate fronts, with no end in sight. To make matters worse, a surge in abductions of kobolds, Sahagin, Ixal, and Ananta have given rise to an increasing number of primals as well. But your triumph at Radzadhan has given us cause to hope once more. The time has come for us to free ourselves of this menace, and it is you, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, who have shown us the way. While the bulk of our forces will continue to hold the Telophroi at bay, we will dispatch our finest to strike at the enemy's heart, Garlemald. These brave few will be the Ilzabard contingent. To think such progress has been made in so short a span. Its objectives are twofold. The first is to provide aid to the people of Garlemald. As previously reported, countless Imperial soldiers and civilians have been tempered, robbed of their free will. They serve the Telophroi every whim without question. They too are victims. It is our duty to deliver them from their suffering, not for strategic or political gain, but because it is the right thing to do. Alright, Nanamo, you could have, you didn't need to say that bit. So, it doesn't matter. It's fine. Virtue signaling, little potato fairy. I do not ask that we set aside the decades of conflict and conquest, that we simply choose to forgive and forget. I ask only that in choosing to remember that we do not also forsake our compassion or morality, for without that there can be no reconciliation, Only death without end. Aye. On that we can all agree. Our second objective is the colossal tower that Thancred and Urianger observed in the capital. Though its purpose remains unclear, there's reason to believe the smaller spires are merely a precursor of what's yet to come. Until the Tower of Zot was toppled, we'd failed to make any headway, though the same could be said of the Telophoroi. They're certainly in no rush to press further into our lands. I'd wager the spires' primary purpose is to divide and keep us occupied, while they work towards our annihilation. This would appear to be substantiated by Y'shtola's analysis of the tower's influence on ethereal currents. Based on our observations made inside the Tower of Zot, the spires siphon ether from the land, consuming it to maintain their form. However, they draw forth far more than is required for this task alone. The excess of ether remains unaccounted for, but we can be sure it is not being harnessed for our benefit. It would surprise me if the least of it was being redirected to the largest spire in the capital. There's a logic in that, regardless, once we have uncovered the truth, we'll bring their schemes crashing down, along with their infernal towers. That's all well and good. But what would you have us do? I assume it's nothing more than handing over the scales and being on our way. I know I said nothing more, it's more than. We want you and your scales to join the Ilsabard contingent. Consider it an official request from both the Grand Company of Eorzea and the Eastern Alliance. Do you accept? Nod. Perhaps you should be the one to answer that. For revenge against the Telophoroi. For the people of Garlemald. Let's be good. Right after I accused Nanamo of virtue signaling. Couldn't have put it better myself. I'm the hero, though. I'm supposed to be role model. Y'shtola, Thancred, and Urianger have already pledged their support and are on their way to meet the rest of the contingent. They were positive you would come to the same decision as they did. Luckily, for all involved, their prediction was correct. Once you have delivered the warding scales to Alamigo, the contingent will embark on its journey to Ilsabard. Raoban and Lord Emmerich are overseeing preparations, so I suggest you make yourselves known upon arrival. Pack warm clothing, furs and the like. Without it, the cold will do you in before the Telophoroi so much as draw steel. As for us, we'll keep the enemy busy while you're gone. They're not the only ones who can create a diversion. Now go, safe in the knowledge Eorzea will be as you left it, or better, upon your return. A bit in Community where he comes back in with the pizza and everything's on fire and someone's dead, and it's like, look. There's no easy way to explain this. To Raoban! For the Alamigan Quarter, this is the most useful place to unlock flying because every single time you have to go this way and it's so much quicker just fly over the wall. Hi, Raoban. It's always funny when it's raining in a cutscene because everyone's just standing outside in the pouring rain. Just be like, you know, we could just there's an indoors right at the top of those stairs we could just be standing in. Ah, the Wanderers return. You've been busy bringing down a tower and producing the keys to destroying the rest of them. You should be proud. Those warding scales of yours are what's made this whole venture possible. Will you and Lord Emmerich be leading the contingent? Regrettably, no. Our role is to organize the various delegations into a cohesive unit. Once we have seen you all off, it's back to our respective posts. We dare not neglect our duties for too long, lest our defensive efforts fall into disarray. And just between us, there's a fair amount of opposition to the formation of the Ilsabard contingent. The very suggestion that we send out some of our finest troops behind enemy lines to render aid unto the Garleans has made me rather unpopular in certain quarters. Can't please them all. Sadly not, though I do my best. Truth be told, I'd much rather be at your side, charging into the fray. Alas, I've battles of my own to fight, where words may serve me better than any blade. I hate to say it, but Lord Emmerich's struggles mirror my own. For the time being, the best we can offer you is peace of mind from knowing Eorzea is in safe hands. As you fight the good fight in Ilsabad, I and the other commanders will do what we can to convince the naysayers that our cause is just. Just what? That's a silly joke. Thank you, both of you. We meet again! Oh, it's this guy. I know who he is. I can never remember Gaius' name. I don't know what it is. He's just Darth Vader in my head. What was his voice? Words of your exploits travel quickly. From what I gather, the protective talismans you obtained led to the formation of this expeditionary force. My contribution on this occasion is but a minor one, that being the information I have shared with Maxima. For the sake of the people of Garlemald, may the fates be on your side. So you're not coming with us. Strange. I thought you'd have a stake in this. I do. The Telotharoi have laid waste to my homeland and enslaved my people. But through every mote of my being cries for... though every mote of my being cries for vengeance, I cannot be the one to deliver it. My presence alone would place the entire mission in jeopardy. I stand accused of murdering Emperor Varys and plunging Garlemald into chaos. Were to travel with the Ilsabad contingent, it would give my countrymen ample cause to question our motives. Conversely, those who believe me innocent may instead celebrate the return of a former legatus and attempt to raise me to a position of leadership. But that wouldn't be so terrible, because you're a good guy now. Further destabilizing the region and complicating the contingent's mission. Whether I am branded a villain or hailed as a hero, I would only hinder your efforts. I doubt they'll be pleased to see the champion of Eorzea set foot on Guardian soil. Yeah, I'm not exactly popular either. A fair point. But so long as you refrain from announcing your arrival to all and sundry, it's impossible. The average person should have no inklings as to your identity. I have been in numerous news articles, in numerous newspapers at this point. Surely someone recognizes it. I mean, I'm very distinct. Although your titles and deeds are common knowledge, only a select few would recognize you on sight alone. I feel like even with a brief description, red pompadour and sunglasses. Perhaps one day they will learn that the Warrior of Light is not a demon to be feared, but a man deserving of their trust. In light of Gaius' rather unique circumstances, I instead will assume the role of your guide. Though I may have defected for political reasons, my love for Garlemald endures. I would stop at nothing to protect her and her people. Well said. Might I ask you to escort our friends inside? You might even bump into an old acquaintance or two. And if I don't see you again ere you depart... I mean, who? We've killed most every person from Garlemald that we've met. I guess Nero is out... No, Nero works for Sid now. Yeah, seriously, who else have we've killed everyone else. And if I don't see you again ere you depart, may the Fury guide and protect you. All of you. Here, have some... What did I get? have a chest piece. I need to actually open the chest piece first. Whee! Our nasty surge coat of casting. This is gonna look awful. Oh no, actually, not bad. Do I have any dye on me? I don't think I should carry dye with me. I've got space. I took it out of my inventory because I was tight on space at the time. Hang on, guys. I know we're like going in and invading Garlemald and stuff, but I need to go and dye my coat So, hang on, I need to wait 30 seconds. I can go back to Limsa. Hang on, this is awkward. Guys, I know we're going to war, but I need to dye my coat. But I need to wait like 20 seconds for my Limsa countdown to run out, so I can travel for free. Because it's going to cost me another 900 gil to get back here once I'm done. But it's necessary. I don't want to be in cutscenes wearing... I mean, to be fair, this is a cool coat on its own. And it does have red... Actually, those might be my gloves. Yeah, those are my gloves. They actually go quite nicely with the jacket. Oh, actually, I'm looking forward to what the whole set looks like, if this is what the chest piece looks like. Anyway, to Limsa. I might actually keep this one on for a while. I've been swapping them out. Let me get some blood red dye. Actually, I don't think I've got any left, so I'm gonna have to buy some. But yeah, I've been overwriting with the red mage gear. Do I have any lilac, Rolandberry, blood? No, it's the ruby dye I want, isn't it? Hey, salutations, Frost. I did see that they showed off the 2 dye system. I saw all of the things. But yes, very excited to be able to dye all my clothes in two different colours. I can now have red and blue. It's exciting times. Also, Beastmaster. That was probably the most exciting thing for me, because I do want to do the okay, well, no. I do. God damn it! Why is it always so expensive? Ugh. Fine. I do want to do the Blue Mage at some point. Yeah, it does look good though. I'm gonna have to at some point do the thing that lets me actually get ruby red dye organically, because I can't afford to just keep doing it that way. I'm pretty sure it's one of the beast quests, one of the beast tribes that I need to do. But yeah, I can change my... I think it'd probably be the shirt I can dye on this one. Seems to be... All the examples they gave, it seemed to be the shirt was the... That's not what I want to do. It seemed to be the shirt that was the most common part of the chest piece. But yeah, looking forward to playing with the dyes once Dawn Trail drops. I'm surprised we didn't get a release date. It's still coming summer. But I suppose it's got to be before July, I would have thought. Based on nothing. I guess it could come out anytime to the end of August. Unless they delay it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to doing the Beastmaster stuff. Just running around and filling up my my Final Fantasy Pokédex. Ooh. The other members of the Ilsabard contingent are gathered in the Royal Palace. I should inform them of your arrival, so please make your way inside as soon as you are ready. The remaining members of the Scions, your friends and most of the Ilsabard contingent await you within. Would you like to see me through? Yeah. Again, it was tipping down with rain earlier. Why don't we just meet inside in the first place? Yeah, I'd be interested to see how it works. I'm hoping it's like...
By the 12.
You can go back to, like, as far back as the Realm Reborn areas and get monsters from, like, different areas. It's a shame that it's a limited class, so it's probably not going to be that useful. Well, I mean, it's not going to be useful for the most part, but it'd be fun to do anyway. Oh. I recognise a couple of these people.
Glad you could join us. I hope you don't mind, but we went ahead and started without you.
I do, as it happens.
As you can imagine, our traveling companions were eager to become acquainted. 'Tis a rare thing indeed to see such a diverse and talented group of individuals assembled for a single purpose. We fight not only for the sake of Eorzea, but for the entire world, including the people of Garlemald. Much rides on the efforts of the Ilsabard contingent.
I wonder as well whether they'll make you go into, like, raids and dungeons to try and tame monsters. No, they wouldn't make you do raids. That would be unfair. But maybe dungeons. Anyway, it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Indeed, which is why I am glad to find myself in the company of many trusted comrades, yourselves included.
Lucia!
I have come at the behest of Lord Emmerich, who has honored me with the role of Ishgard's representative. And for the good of all nations, not least my former homeland, I am determined to see this mission through to its end.
Did she change her hair? I don't remember her looking like that before. Is that a new hairstyle? Lucia. It's always... I don't know, she always had that hairstyle. It's been a while since she showed up. I guess she always looked like that. No, fair enough.
We have a hard road ahead of us, but walk it we shall, together.
We too welcome this opportunity to work together once more. I have faith that, if there is a way to resolve this conflict, we will find it.
Allow me to introduce you to the rest of our company. Everyone! If I may have your attention.
Loving Graha in the background looking hype. I know Lise. I love this entire mission is just one big icebreaker where we get introduced to all the different members of the Elsabard contingent.
Might I ask you to speak first?
If I must.
I do remember this guy, I think, but I can't.
I am Arun Senna, spokesman for the Gridanian delegation, here on behalf of my esteemed sister, the Elder Seedseer.
That's right, that's who this guy is. He's been in a couple of scenes at the Quiet, or whatever it's called.
We shall provide support and protection to those in need during our time in Garlemald. To that end, I am joined by healers selected by the Conjurers Guild, with the Order of the Twin Adder's Finest serving as our escort.
Kind of reminds me of Penny from Pokemon Scarlet and Violet.
Suppose I'd better say my piece.
Wait, I know you.
The name's Sicard, in case you've forgotten. Truth be told, I'd rather you had forgotten.
I have forgotten, so you're okay.
Any road, the Admiral asked Captain Hilfear to send his best, and for whatever reason, he picked me. Of course, if I'd refused, I'd be the laughingstock of the bloody executioners, and my reputation's taken enough of a keyhauling as it is. But more importantly, like any pirate worth his salt, I know when you're staring down a storm, you gotta trust in the commander of your ship.
Yeah, in it, bruv.
So if the Admiral wants us to go to Garlemald, not for plunder and glory, but the promise of peace in our time, then that's what we'll do. Since we all know how much the Empire loves its steel, we thought we'd bring along a few smiths to make the most of it. Give them a pile of scrap and they'll cobble together anything you fancy.
I vaguely remember this guy, but I can't remember what he did.
Of course, just like the Gridanians, we got fighters of our own. We might have come with a more constructive purpose in mind, But we're more than capable of cracking skulls, believe you me.
Oh, he might have. I think it was probably part of the Crystal Tower quests. I think he did something. Did he construct the key or something? Oh, it's been a very long time. I'll look it up later.
Well, you're certainly raring to go. But then again, so are we. The most dependable warriors of Uldar and Alamigo have assembled at the Sultana and General Aldin's behest. If Garlemald has truly fallen, then the whole place is likely to be crawling with Telophoroi. We'll need plenty of troops to clear and hold a path for others to follow. That's where we come in. Naturally, Marshal Tarapin and I will be leading from the front.
Who's the cool guy with the bandages?
It's been some time since I last saw you in your element on the battlefield.
From what I've heard, you've become pretty fearsome yourself. Master Matoya? The Avatar of Destruction? With comrades like these, I know we'll succeed, no matter what awaits us. And then we might finally get a chance to enjoy a good long rest. But until then, let's give it our all.
As for Ishgard, we Temple Knights have come in force to uphold our nation's commitment to the peace and welfare of our allies. The bitter cold of Garlemald is a formidable enemy in of itself. Our experience fighting in ice and snow will prove invaluable in the days ahead. Accordingly, I have been designated commander of the Ilzabard contingent. I will do all in my power to provide you with the leadership and guidance you require. The four high houses, House Hylinart foremost among them, have arranged for a host of machinists to join us on our mission. Their knowledge of Imperial Magitech is sure to be a great boon. They will address any problems of a technical nature, together with the smiths of Limpsa Lomitsa.
Oh, does that mean Sid's joining us?
There is another awaiting introduction.
Lord Amonelane!
Oh, he was the, I remember him. He was the brother, and he was, like, a bit snivelly.
Ah, yes. Amonelane de Forton, at your service.
Yeah, he wanted to, yeah. He wanted to make a name for himself, but he was a bit cowardly.
Though, lest there be any misunderstanding, I should stress that I've not become a fearsome warrior while you were away. Rather, far from it, actually. My brother, in his infinite wisdom, decided this would be an excellent chance to make something of myself. Oh, and fight for world peace and all that. But, should the opportunity arise for a spot of ballroom dancing, I will be your twinkle-toed gentleman of light.
We would have a gentleman of light. He's called Hildebrand. So... I dare say your fancy footwork may be all that stands between us and sudden doom.
Huzzah! I cannot wait to regale Honoroa with my tales of daring-do.
Honoroa. I think that's the first time
I
someone
believe
said
that
name.
concludes introductions for the Grand Company of Eorzea.
Which means I have been pronouncing it wrong for the entire expansion of Heavensward. Excellent.
Our allies from the Eastern Alliance were due to arrive some time ago, but it would appear they have been delayed.
I was going to say we didn't have anyone from Kugane.
Would that be the shinobi of Doma?
Actually, they've been tasked with relaying messages back and forth between the various Eastern nations. According to Lord Hien, however, an equally capable company of warriors has been sent in their stead.
Oh, if they send Gosetsu...
Out of my way, you preening fool!
Okay, that's not Gosetsu. It's the little son!
Forgive us for coming late. We are the delegates of the Eastern Alliance.
Where are the samurai? I mean, you guys are cool, don't get me wrong,
Cyrano,
but...
and you've brought company.
But, you know, it's a nation of samurai.
For battle and blood we come, as the steppe is sorely lacking in both. No towers befoul our lands, so we marched on those of Doma, only to find them beyond our reach. But now our thirst for slaughter will be slaked. No quarter to the enemy!
Sadu Hatun, no. We go to make peace with the Iron Men, not war.
Yeah, a little from column A, a little from column B.
Warriors of the steppe, we've heard many tales of your bravery. We welcome you as allies. And these other ones you have brought are...
Members of the Dalmascan resistance group, Lente's Tears.
They are poorly dressed for, considering we're going to attack a, like, frozen tundra country.
And the Bosnian resistance. Between them, they have a wealth of experience in espionage, and are particularly adept at infiltrating Imperial facilities. Which is fortuitous, since Garlemald's domain is so vast that I could never hope to handle reconnaissance duties all by myself.
Do I know what the Bosnian resistance is?
Dalmasca, Bosnia, Alamigo. All lands which have suffered the tyranny of the Empire.
Yeah.
I would never presume to question your motives. Nevertheless, I must reiterate that our goal is to aid the victims of the Telophoroi, the common folk of Garlemald. And they are victims, make no mistake. Though I understand that many may struggle to see them as such.
You're more right than you know. For every one of us that answered the call, there were a dozen that refused. Not only in Alamigo, but everywhere we went. And who could blame them? The Empire's always been the enemy.
Oh, Bosnia Front is like Eureka. That would explain why I haven't done it then. Because I barely did Eureka. I think I did one run of Eureka. Okay, so it's content I didn't do. That makes sense.
But after seeing what we've seen, fighting and working against and with Garleans, there's no denying the simple truth.
If there's some Triple Triad card locked behind it, I will do it eventually, I'm sure.
They're just people. No different from you or I. They've got their share of liars and murderers, but so do we. So do we all.
Yeah, our liars and murderers are... Wait, what were we talking about? I was going to say, yeah, our liars and murderers are great.
Fordola, who once swore herself to Garlemald, has proven herself a trusted ally time and time again. Every Eorzean here knows Cid Garland, the Imperial defector who shared with us countless technological wonders.
And Nero, who is, you know, an acquired taste.
Maxima, who stands with us today, tried to reform Garlemald from within and make peace with Doma. So you can believe me when I say that every fighter here understands and accepts that the Imperials are not monsters and are deserving of help. Or at least that they were able to put aside their feelings for the greater good. It won't be easy, but we're all determined to make this world a better place.
What lingering concerns I may have had were clearly unwarranted. I agree with everything you said wholeheartedly.
This is like, yes, we're going there to help the people. It's going to be, we're going there for peace. And then it's just the sun guy in the background there with his giant axe. It's like, yeah, peace talks.
Then we are in accord. Now, let us review our strategy. To reach the Garlean capital in northern Ilsabard, we must cross the central mountain range. Fortunately, Garlond Ironworks can provide aerial transport, sparing us this most treacherous part of our journey.
Ah, good. Cid is here.
However, attempting to fly any closer to Garlemald would attract the attention of the Telophoroi. As they appear to have seized control of the majority of the Imperial military, we must assume that includes its fleet. In addition, Garlemald possesses devices that can interfere with airship navigational systems, further discouraging an airborne approach.
I feel like if there's Northern Mountain Range is the only way to get to Garlemald, surely they'd have lots of scout, at least people like watching it, to make, for exactly this kind of thing. Like the entirety of the Eorzean Grand Company flying over it in airships.
Given the circumstances, the closest we dare deploy our contingent is an area between the range and the capital, the Magna Glaciers. From there, we must travel the rest of the way on foot. We will also need to bring the airships with us to ensure we can withdraw with haste. Although much of the terrain will be blanketed in snow, we should be able to make use of local roads and shipping facilities.
I absolutely would have called that the Magna Glaciers, by the way, if they hadn't pronounced it properly for me. Hey, salutations, Stone. Good to see you. Hope you're fine and dandy.
The vast ice field will afford us an unobstructed view of the surrounding area. On the other hand, it will also allow others to easily spot us, so it is imperative that we only make camp in positions where we can easily defend ourselves. And the airships, which must be kept safe at all costs.
We cannot account for every possibility, so we must be prepared to think on our feet. We will be tested. Sorely tested, I expect. But for our homes and for our people, and a people not our own but in need, we will succeed. Spare no effort in your preparations. Once we depart, there is no turning back.
I'm just thinking, this is a lot of NPCs on screen at one time. I'm wondering if this wasn't possible in previous expansions, just by virtue of the fact they haven't had this many characters on screen at once. Like, the only time I can think of them having as many is like during some of the war sections, but even then they only showed a couple at a time. It's just a thought. I just sort of thinking, I don't remember ever seeing this many dudes on screen. On deep consideration, I think I might get an SIA license to do security work. Oh yeah, that'd be fun. Well, fun / dangerous, I suppose, as security work is, but fair play. I mean, I guess all of these people have got dialogue. Let's just talk to the Ishtola. Besides the delegates assembled here, the Amalja and several other tribes offered to send troops of their own. Unfortunately, due to their physiology, many would struggle simply to survive in the harsh climate of Ilsabard. Yeah, snake people in a cold environment probably wouldn't do very well. They would also likely prove tempting targets for abduction by the Telotheroi. All things considered, they can better aid the cause by bolstering our defences in Eorzea, though their eagerness to do more has been noted. We can take one snake person. We'll get them a coat. We'll get them a lion jacket. We few have to suffice ere we embark. We must distribute the warding scales to our comrades. Care to do the honours? Oh, okay. I lose you. Warding scales for the Ishgardian delegation, I take it. Many thanks. These talismans may prove to be the deciding factor in the battles to come. I find myself conflicted by this foray into Garlemald, sent by the Empire to infiltrate Ishgard, only to throw in my lot with those whose secrets I was supposed to be stealing. And now I lead a mission to save the countrymen I betrayed. That is doubtless why I was chosen by Lord Emmerich. He would have me put my extensive knowledge and former ties to good use. I will not disappoint him. For the future of Ishgard, Garlemald, and the world at large, I will lead us to victory. I've been told by numerous people I have the build to be intimidating. Well, yeah, could put it to good use then. That's what you want with security. You want someone who prevents... Because you can get some people who are like good at fights, but they don't necessarily look that intimidating. And similarly, you can get people who look very intimidating but aren't necessarily very good at fighting. And that's what you want, because you want people to... You want to like avoid conflict rather than... I mean, I suppose it'd be useful to be good at fighting as well, in case there is conflict. But yeah, you want people to even people to even bother. A set of warding scales I spy. Not that I would know what they'd look like. They look like this. Wow, look at these. Even a layman like me can tell they're bursting with ether. All the better to fend off the tempering waves, is that the right term? Anyway, these will give us one less thing to worry about, which just leaves the other mountain of whatever else is waiting for us in Garlemald. Only one way to find out, eh? And nervous or not, I'd march through all 7 hells if it gave me a chance to put Xenos back in the grave where he belongs. Pippin, you don't get one. Oh, you've got something. That's. Oh, you've got something for us. Ah, them scales everyone's been talking about. Pretty little things, ain't they? Reckon they'll be worth a gill or two when this is all over. We'll hold on to them for now. Yeah, I mean, it's the only thing keeping you sane. One more thing. I know what you're thinking. Why didn't they send Ainzar instead? I'm not thinking that. I don't know who that is. Buggered if I know. All the Admiral and Captain Hilfred told me was that they needed someone to help safeguard the future. And here I am. Can't say they haven't got a sense of humour. Of course. Some of you might be wondering what good a pirate is on dry land, in the middle of the sodden snow of all places. Well, me and my crew will do whatever needs doing, so let's set sail, or however the saying goes on airships. You don't get one either, Zolka. I don't know who you are, but you don't get one. £41 on books, £100 on new gaming chair, and £21 on a Star Wars ring. I mean, should you be spending so much money for someone out of employment? New chair's good, though. Always good to be comfortable. So these are the famed warding scales. Enough for me and my men, I see. Under normal circumstances, I would not be allowed to travel outside of the Twelveswood. The elder Seedseer, however, has granted me special permission. She has bid me lend my magic to the people of Garlemald while learning all I can of their ways. In so doing, I will come closer to understanding myself and my place in the world, or so she says. I say it is past time our allies benefited from the power of Seedseer's disposal. Some bemoan that we hide our light under a bushel, and I intend to address that criticism. Yeah. Plus, you get to see the world. You can get a postcard or something. Hi, Cyrena. We heard it would be cold in Garlemald, so we came prepared. Yeah, you did, but the bunny girls you brought with you don't look prepared. Oh, the talismans. We are to keep these close at all times, yes? I will see that no one misplaces theirs. And before I forget, I have a message from Hien. In distant lands, in times of strife, together stand, together fight. In darkness shines the light of life. I like that she memorized the poem. Just write it down or something. I hope I have done his words justice. Doma, like much of Offard, has been plagued by the towers. Yet, while he could not be here, he wishes to express his shared conviction. Hien and Ugiri labour without rest to unite the people, and with their aid will we keep the enemy at bay. And we of the Steppe and the Eastern Alliance will repay their efforts by ending this war. I miss Maxima. You do have a warding scale for me too. Thank you for this, and for going to such incredible lengths for the sake of my people. Though I have little to offer in return, I would impart some advice if I may. You have been told by many to wear the cold of Ilsabard, and I cannot stress enough that this is no token warning. I will be distributing specially made warming tinctures, courtesy of the Alchemist Guild, but understand that they are no substitute for proper protection. I leave the provisioning of said protection to your discretion. Now let us proceed to the Alamegan Quarter. While you make your final preparations, I will have the pilots ready the airships. Alright. I'm not familiar with the Star Wars books, so I don't know what books those are. But, good. I do like Star Wars, so... This is our last chance to make ready before we set forth. You needn't worry about Urianji and I. We still have what we wore in Garlemald before. Estinian claims to be quite warm and toasty beneath his armour, and since he spent a fair bit of time up north recently as well, I have no reason to doubt his words. Most of the others will be borrowing Grand Company stock. The rest of you could do likewise. I suppose provided you're not overly concerned with style. I am overly concerned with style. I just literally spent half of my money to buy the dye for this coat. Not to put too fine a coat on it, but I wouldn't be seen dead in one of those ridiculous overcoats. If only I had time to find something to my liking. Hark! Is that the cry of scions in need of a tailor, I hear? Oh, is that Tartaru? That's not the voice for Tartaru. It is Tartaru. But how? Wahahaha! I have my ways, oh yes indeed. You thought you could sneak off to Ilsabard without telling me? Ha! Nothing escapes my notice. Now, you will wear these garments I've made for you, whether you like it or not. I'm not wearing it, Tartaru. I've got the. I just literally dyed this coat. You never cease to amaze. Oh, they're like journals. Oh, that's kind of cool. But why do you need a new outfit as well? Wait, are you coming with us? What? No, of course not, silly. It's all in the name of fashion. Rather the pursuit of the highest quality fashion. Besides, how can I expect others to wear my creations if I've never worn them myself? No offense, Tartaru, but I don't think only one of us would be able to. Actually, no, Kryle's not even here. So yeah, I don't think it would fit. Nothing you could wear could fit us. I did have one other thing to share. Argmus and Blumweeder have finally returned from assignments in faraway lands. Oh yeah, those two. They'll be staying at the Rising Stones for a while to keep an eye on events throughout Eorzea. Since they'll be running things back at headquarters, I was wondering if I could lend a hand in Sharlayan? Oh, why not? You could keep Kryle company in the Baldessian Annex. Yes, we'd love to have you there, and I heard Argamus and Blumweeder did a fine job in our... Blumweeder? Yeah. A fine job carrying on in our stead while we were lying comatose. With them in charge of the Rising Stones, we've nothing to worry about. Oh, I guess there are other Scions. Like, B-team members of the Scions. My thoughts exactly. Also, while I'm confident you won't go collapsing again, because a certain someone who shall remain nameless isn't in a position to transport your souls to another world, if anything similarly disastrous were to happen, I'll be well positioned to do something about it. Anyway, I've got a few things to take care of, and I'll make my way to Sharlayan. I love that Tyru's still holding a grudge against Grahatia. I really do hope these new clothes are enough to keep you warm in Garlemort. Yeah, they're in the same vein as Hooray and them. Okay, yeah. So they're background Scions. Scions, not Scions. Oh, I'm slurring my words. It's not much, but it's the only thing I can do for you, other than pray for your safe return, which I will, every day. Let's not keep the contingent waiting any longer. Is Graha sad? No, he wasn't. I think he was just. I couldn't tell if Graha was sulking because Tartaru was holding a grudge. Here are your winter woolies, handcrafted by yours truly. Oh, it's not even... Yeah... I mean... I don't want to spend more dye on making this one my style. Honestly, dyeing it doesn't actually make it look bad. It doesn't look, I don't actually like how it looks when it's dyed because it doesn't. Maybe when the two-tier turn comes in, but I guess the red and the brown looks okay. I just got... dang it, I just got a new top as well. Well, maybe I'll wear it for a bit and then... Though I can't... I'd have to glamour it. Yeah, I guess I'll just glamour it. Manually. And screw it. Boosh. There we go. God, have you seen the human girl that wants some brotherly love from Hooray and his brother? No. I don't... Is that a side quest in the with the Scions or something? I did a couple of side quests for the Scions because I was doing some of the I was trying to unlock some of the extreme primal trials way back. I lost interest. But is that? It's not. That's not ringing any bells though. That one. She's just a character that is also a Scion, which is a big thing for those two characters. Oh, okay. So she just really wants. She just really wants incest to happen. Okay. I mean, I suppose the Science takes all sorts, doesn't it? I'm told the airship pilot has been sent to meet you. Oh, there he is. Alright, this is where we go our separate ways. Do be careful, won't you? Yeah. What's this one over here? Ruby Doomsday. Since I was read to Ernest as a new threat looms on the horizon. Because that's probably an important side quest. I should do the important side quest at some point, but... Yeah, if you see her and talk with her, she has some very interesting things to say about what she wants. You've piqued my interest, I'll say that much. It's an honor to finally meet you. We of the Garland Ironworks will be ferrying you and your contingent across the mountains and into Garlemald. For many of us, it will be something of a homecoming. Our illustrious founder was only our most notable Imperial defector. For that reason, the company is committed to the success of this expedition. Our resources are at your disposal, and if there's aught we might do to be of further assistance, please do not hesitate to ask. If you're ready to depart, I will ready the engines. Upon boarding the airship, several cutscenes will play in sequence. Yeah. Let's lock in. We're finally going to Garlemald! It's also funny to me as well that, like, there's still...
Ilsabard, divided in twain by a vast mountain range.
There's still so much of the map that's covered in cloud.
Those who would traverse its jagged peaks face peril at every step. But why go by foot when one can simply fly?
But rather than, like, continue to expand the continent, we're going to, like, a completely different area that isn't even on the map yet.
On the outskirts of the Imperial capital, in the frozen wastes of the Magna Glacius. The winds howl in icy protest, as if to warn against further trespass.
I'm glad I put my coat on, because everyone else is wearing theirs, so I... Oh, look, my sunglasses are reflective.
We've received word from Thancred's reconnaissance party. They've sighted a detachment of heavily armed Imperials.
Survivors of the Civil War, perhaps?
Perhaps, but there is more to it than that. Maxima reports that they're led by Vergilia, legatus of the 3rd Legion, which comprises the bulk of their number. However, they are also joined by several members of the 1st.
I've missed the Garlemald cool set suits of armor that they had.
From what I recall, the 3rd Legion fought for Nerva in the War of Succession following Varus's death. The 1st, on the other hand, were under the direct command of the Emperor and rejected Nerva's claim to the throne. These legions were enemies.
Indeed. In fact, our sources claim that it was a conflict between them that sparked the Civil War. Yet now, these former foes cooperate to defend a ruined Garlemald from invasion.
Well, that's nice.
Then it is all but certain they have been tempered.
I mean, if you ignore the tempering part.
So, what's the plan? If me and my crew is out reaving, we charge straight in, no messing about. But that ain't what we're here for.
Quite right. Soldiers or no, they are people of Garlemald, the very ones we have come to aid. Direct confrontation is unavoidable. Nevertheless, we must make every effort to limit casualties on both sides. Rather than kill them, I would remove them from the field.
How so? Savage beatings, disarmament, and imprisonment?
Are you not cold with those shorts on?
Not impossible, but easier said than done in the heat of battle.
Having observed the opposition, I imagine Thancred had something to suggest?
He did. He and the other scouts have already infiltrated a supply depot some distance beyond the Imperial detachment's current position. Stored within is a stockpile of Magitech armaments, and once we give the signal, Thancred's team will destroy them all. In so doing, we will deprive frontline troops of materiel, and likely force the detachment to send men to investigate.
Divide and conquer. Not a bad idea.
Once the scouts have finished their preparations, we will split into 2 groups.
I get that he's a seed seer, but why are we letting the child, like... we just stop letting children intervene in, like, military endeavors.
The first will form the vanguard, while the other brings up the rear with our supplies. As for the Scions, I ask that you lend your assistance where you deem it needed most. I would prefer, however, that you accompany the rearguard and be prepared to join the van at a moment's notice. Kept in reserve as our trump card, so to speak.
Yeah, I'll ride in a van, that's fine. Sorry, I was half paying attention. Meanwhile... Oh, I like Thancred's winter clothes. He's looking very Final Fantasy 16.
Your proposal was well received. More specifically, they asked that we destroy the Imperial's toys in as spectacular a fashion as possible.
Ishtola always did have a flair for the dramatic. She's not an easy woman to please, but I shall do my best to satisfy her thirst for fireworks. All right. Once more for my peace of mind. Our first objective will be to rig the enemy's Magitech with explosives. After we've withdrawn to a safe distance, we'll detonate them remotely. Our second will be to issue a deactivation command to the automated units via the control tower.
Oh, I'm going to play a Thancred, aren't I?
If our calculations are correct, this signal should reach those deployed on the front line, giving our friends a much-needed upper hand.
I was just thinking, why are they explaining this to me if I'm not... I mean, I'm not here, and then I just remembered, oh wait, no, this is an instance. So yeah, I might be... Yeah.
A blizzard will help us stay hidden, so let's aim to get in and out before it passes. Trust in the plan, and we should all live to see tomorrow.
In the meantime, I will relay messages back and forth as the situation unfolds. You'll forgive me if I ask again, but are you certain you wish to play the lone wolf?
Wouldn't have it any other way. Call it foolish and reckless if you like, but I'll get the job done. I always do.
It'd be so embarrassing if he just died.
Very well.
Call me the lone wolf. But
I wish you the best of luck.
I get the job done, and he just eats shit immediately. Yeah, Thancred. Cool. In the coming battle, you will fight as Thancred. Yay! Yeah, I like these clothes. These are, they're very FF16. Assuming there is nothing else you wish to confirm, we may commence the mission as soon as you are ready. Learn about mission exclusive actions. Success in this mission hinges on the following points. Swift Deception renders Thancred invisible and increases its movement speed. While active, enemy soldiers might be unable to perceive Thancred's presence, even if they are within close proximity. However, it has no effect on the guard dog's acute sense of smell, and they will detect Thancred regardless. Moreover, this action can only be used outside of combat. It will also be unavailable when Thancred attempts to deactivate Magitech fields or execute certain other actions. Oh, it's a stealth mission. Thancred's silent takedown will instantly render a soldier unconscious. It can only be used while Swift Deception is activated. I love the screenshot. It's so, like, not subtle, his takedown. It cannot be used on Magitech or guard dogs. Utilizing silent takedown whenever possible is essential in clearing a path to your objectives. As guard dogs can detect Thancred even when the Swift Deception is active, even when Swift Deception is active, you can instead use a bewilderment bomb to distract them and sneak past unnoticed. Conversely, bewilderment bombs have no effect on Magitech or soldiers, so take care to choose the right tool for the situation. I feel like you could bewilder a soldier. Okay. I think I'm good there.
Keep your wits about you. It's time.
We only have one shot at this, so
okay,
let's make it count.
Damn it, why did that work?
Must be losing my touch.
I was like, Swift Deception, Swift Deception, Swift Deception. I was like, nah. Okay, it still counts though, it's fine. The Swift Deception doesn't last for quite as long as I thought it was.
Must be losing my touch.
Okay, that's unfortunate, but... I assume I'm fine so long as my threat detection doesn't become max. Where's the... Oh, dang it.
Must be losing my touch.
I thought they were on a different path. Okay, so I need to find the controls for that. maybe I should take these guys down before I... Oh, that turns off my... That's fine, she probably won't see me through.
Must be losing my touch.
Never mind. I thought, she won't see me through the Magitech armor. It's fine. It's fine, as long as I don't get to 100. I'm not like 90% done, surely. I mean, ignore the fact that they've given me an hour-long timer for this. Okay, 6 explosives on the Magitech weaponry. Go. No, okay. Do it. There we go. Hopefully that incapacitates them indefinitely, and I don't know if I could just not worry about that. Okay, the Magitech I can't do anything about. So what's the range on them spotting me? Well, at least that.
Losing my touch.
At least that far. Oh my. It's fine. It's fine. It would still blow up. It's fine. Now to hide and send word. Ah, you see, I'm done. I'm pretty nice.
This is Thancred. The explosives are in place.
Oh.
Very good. All is proceeding as planned. Head to the control terminal. It should be to the northwest.
Understood. Have the others wait at the rendezvous point.
I've seen This Is Thancred as a meme. Was it literally just that moment, or is it something that he says more frequently? Because there wasn't much there. You didn't see anything, Spider. Oh wait, no. I thought I was looking at the front of it, and then it turned around. Yeah, don't worry about the unconscious dude on the floor. Nothing you need to worry about. Okay, I really have to avoid that big one, because Thancred is not well equipped to fight this stuff. Okay, so what I need to do is access the control terminal. Dog. Yeah. I used the wrong thing. I accidentally used the wrong ability there. We're fine, we're fine. We're fine, it's fine. Still below 100. So I just found out the Nutkin from the trailer, there's flavor text in the game talking about it, how it's been following him since Heavensward, and he normally leaves it with Tataru. The Nutkin? Oh, the little squirrel thing. I did wonder about that, because I guess that maybe we'll get some explanation for that, but he's had it since Heavensward. Oh, okay. Did we see him pick that up? Or was that from a mission or something? Okay, so there is a dog somewhere over there. So as long as I just throw it down... No, that's not gonna work. It's just been following him since that time where it's covering up the bits. Oh yeah! I do remember when they had the naked Thancred cutscene, the flashback. And it had yeah, I forgot there was a squirrel covering his bits, but that does ring a bell now that you mention it. Don't spot me, damn it.
Spotted.
Alright, should still be alright with this, but this might be the last one I can let spot me. Yeah, I think if anything else spots me, that's gonna be game over. I mean, unless I run away, I guess running away is an option. Alright, but that does make this section a little bit easier. So there's one dog over there. Be careful of this slasher. We'll let it do its round again. Come on. In your own time, thank you. Okay, actually no, let's be clever about this. Let's wait until... I am out of things that I can... Yeah, those two are... leave. Hey. Ah, nailed it. I mean, apart from all the times I messed up, I nailed it.
You are returned, and none the worse for wear, to my considerable relief.
What news from our comrades?
They stand at the ready.
Excellent. Then let the fireworks begin.
That's a dangerous detonator. I feel like that's the sort of thing you could stab yourself in the leg with. Also, what happened to the unconscious soldiers that I left lying next to the Magitech armor? They're fine, are they? They didn't get blown up?
The blizzard's beginning to clear. The Vanguard should be engaging the Imperials any moment now, if they haven't already. Ishtola and the others are with them, so I'm sure they'll be all right, but...
Ah, do I get to play as Ishtola?
Wait! Something's coming!
Oi, oi! Looks like we ain't the only ones who sent out scouts. Keep them away from the carriages! We lose those, and we're as good as dead!
Now shout that louder. Really let them know where our weak spot is.
Fighters! Protect the others!
Speak with the Ironworks fight. I feel like my objective is... There's a more important objective before I do that. Alice is a really good. She can heal herself. Oh. The other fights are different background, I see.
A brief respite, but stay alert.
A brief respite, but stay alert. Don't worry about these
Keep
guys.
The carriages safe.
I am Emmeline.
Friends, the savior of Ishgard is here!
You talking about me or you? Manolane's a decent fighter.
A fine display, but the other carriages are still in danger. Go on ahead. We'll hold the line.
I guess he did vow to become a fearsome warrior. Okay.
We're the only ones still struggling. Oh, we put our backs into it then.
Just kill steal from Graha.
I've been itching for a good scrap.
It's a shame these enemies don't give you XP. Like in a dungeon. Hang on. There we go. And away. We good? Oh. I was really worried that I was supposed to stop that. But unfortunately, Sicard knows this one.
You lot all right back there? We're fine. I'm ready for more.
Yeah, I'm all done, dandy.
Get to the front and turn the tide.
We on? What do you want me to do? Head north. Do you want me to just actually leave? Like, actually leave? Okay. I thought this was like, broadly, we need to head north. Not just that it actually wanted me to walk north.
Removed from the field was not a euphemism for enthusiastically murder.
I do like how they went to the effort of giving everyone winter clothes and like unique winter clothes. I mean, I guess outside of the Scions, they've got a lot of coats at this point to kind of draw on, but it was a nice touch.
It's nothing that won't heal in time. The trouble is, their tempering has made them utterly fearless. Subduing them would be easier if they had the capacity to submit in the first place.
Well, this is the path our young charges would have us walk, and that we all agreed to follow. You knew it would be hard, yet still you pledged your lance, did you not?
That I did.
Now, is this going to be cutscene, or am I going to get to play as some of these? Oh, don't die, little son.
That's Vigilia. Damn it. I need to help the others take her down.
least. It's just like she's. I'm trying to think of what the word is, but in like a fighting game when you're not pressing any buttons, he's just in a just normal stance.
There's no end to them.
I was wondering when you'd turn up.
I'm sure that animation's
There's no stopping
new.
us now. Come on. Let's show them what we're made of.
Like, I'm sure the red mage animation just there was the sword in the hand at the same time, but now it's the sword, and then he kind of swirls the hand round. But okay, no, it's more as dandy. More as dandy, that's fine. Like that, yeah.
We have
it's
them
like,
now. Forward.
Takes the sword out and the thing at the same time, but then they've added like a little flare to it. Like backflipping away from enemies when there's no tanks. It's like, well, I'm still the main target. Ooh, let's not get too comfortable. I don't want to have to redo this entire mission. This one is on the easier side, so the stealth stuff is fucking hard.
Do not fall behind.
Down a smidge. I always forget how loud combat is compared to like just normal, just the rest of the game. I was forgetting. I didn't even see who I was fighting. I was just thinking, man, this guy's got a lot of health. Barely did any damage to it. I have to spare a little bit of attention to it.
Is everyone alright?
Yeah, dandy. Managed to get completely screwed up and get hit by both things. At least I only got hit by my one thing the thing. I mean, it could have gone worse. Oh, I didn't even realize I had a time limit. I mean, assuming this is the last thing I need to do, it should be fine, but... Oh. I mean, she's pretty good if she's like... I mean... I'm pretty strong, and so like these are all big-named people that are fighting, like Pippin and Magni and Lucia. I mean, it'd be one thing just fighting against me. Oh, Sadu's doing a big thing.
Tremble before the sun!
Seconds, it's fine. She did it a lot quicker. She must have gotten better at it. She did it a lot faster than when I was fighting against her. I'd say she took a really long time when I was fighting against her. Although she summoned like lots of different versions of it. It's been a while, but regardless, the point is she's gotten better since I fought her.
A worthy adversary. Rest, recover, reclaim yourself. Then we will fight again, to the death.
Sadu Hatun.
Oh, Magni has got no riz.
That was the last of them. The day is ours, thanks to your timely arrival. What of the supply caravan?
Nah, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Outmaneuvered, but not outmatched. Good. Let us take the Imperials into custody and rejoin our comrades. And soon we shall arrive at the capital.
Yeah, Magni has negative riz. Every single attempt to impress a woman has gone unsuccessfully for him.
So cold and unforgiving. Thus spoke Emperor Solus as he gazed upon his barren domain. "800 years it had been since the Garleans first set foot here. Bested by the Kavosi, after centuries of war and driven from fertile southern pastures into the blasted northern wastes. In that garden of desolation, they clung to one another for warmth, freezing, hungry, desperate, hated. The chosen forsaken.
We lost a few. There's definitely less of us.
In the year 1513 of the 6th Astral Era, a young legatus named Sol
Maybe they're looking
single-handedly
after the
sparked
Imperials
the
we
Magitech
took into custody. That would make sense. Because it's not like we can detemper them
How did he
at the moment, because they just get immediately retempered. So we have to destroy the tower first,
common,
surely.
soft-spoken soldier, how had he so quickly ascended through the ranks? Like so many others, those who knew the truth are gone. Taking in the capital with his eyes for the first time, I recall thinking to myself, far colder on the earth than in the heavens. Yes, far colder indeed, bitterly so.
Oh, it's like visiting Disneyland. Hey, Gollum!
Not so much as a whisper.
The roads leading beyond the city walls would have been used less in recent years. Nevertheless, this was one of the most important gateways into the capital.
A buzz day and night with activity, aye. Merchants passing through the checkpoint, many of them stopping at the local hostelries.
Surely they cannot all have been tempered.
We can consider the question after we have made camp. If we spend any longer outside, we may well freeze to death where we stand. The tempered Imperials, too.
This will be our temporary base of operations. Secure shelter for ourselves and the injured, and dispatch scouts to survey the surrounding area.
It just doesn't feel like enough.
If we're planning on staying here a while, we ought to give this place a proper name.
Well, the constant sound of ice cracking underfoot makes me think of broken glass. An apt name, perhaps. But enough of this. To work, everyone!
They really like panning up to that shot of Garlemald to the distance, don't they? Alright, Count broke the glass. And now I can teleport to Garlemald whenever I want. Shouldn't be long before we have this half-decent camp with so many helping hands. I was concerned the snow might hinder our progress, but our Ashgardian friends are used to working conditions like these. In spite of the obstacles we faced, our plan proceeds apace. Just a little farther and we will reach the capital itself. Still, we mustn't get ahead of ourselves. As soon as the camp has been made fit for purpose, we are to discuss a course of action with Lucia. Would you mind asking Y'shtola and Graha to join us in that building to the northeast of the camp? Alice and I will meet you there. Yes, I'm not busy. It's fine. I mean, that's true. I don't know. I don't know. Just that's like you could do this. Well, you don't need me to go and to people. A meeting? Yes. I'll make my way over once my head has cleared. In truth, I've been feeling out of sorts since we arrived. The air is thick with a palpable aura of malevolence. 'Tis the monstrous tower on the horizon, jagged, hideous, unholy. Even at this distance, its presence is overwhelming. Much like the sensation I felt in the Tower of Zot, only far more terrifying. Ether flows unceasingly towards it, converging into a swirling mass of unfathomable power. For a blessing, the constant chill in the air is helping to anchor my senses in the here and now. Tell the others I should be with you in a few moments. Okay, well, let's... I guess it does... Her disability doesn't seem to hinder her a whole lot. But it's the good that they do cover it is like, yeah, the air is filled with hate. So it's kind of blocking my sight a little bit. You'll be pleased to know that most of the Tempered have been quartered inside the nearby buildings and are receiving treatment as we speak. But, like, surely they'll just get re-tempered immediately. because we don't have scales for them. I do, however, feel no small amount of guilt for commandeering civilian homes. The occupants may be long gone, but everything is exactly as they left it. Considering the length of time that has clearly passed since, one would expect to find them ransacked. Strangely, there are no signs of anything having been stolen. It's possible that everyone fled at the first sign of trouble, though it seems to me they left far too many useful possessions behind. Aye, although there is no conclusive evidence, I strongly suspect they were tempered. Sorry. I was merely thinking out loud. You mentioned a meeting. I will make my way there. But yeah, it's like, if the people here were tempered, then the range of the tower must extend to here. It's like it's like, oh, you've detempered me, thank you. I've become immediately retempered. Maybe you gain a resistance to it once you've been tempered once. I suppose we've never seen anyone get tempered twice, so... Thank you for informing the others of our meeting. When everyone is here, we will begin. Is this not everyone?
Our present situation is as follows. Efforts to aid the people of Garlemald have begun in earnest. Moreover, having entered into the capital, the Imperial Palace is within our reach.
But before we proceed further, we must learn what has befallen this city, for therein lies the key to understanding and combating the Telophoroid's designs.
I have a suggestion, if I may. Several of the Imperial soldiers we captured on the Magna Glaciers are members of the Populares and acquaintances of mine. Once we have cured them of their tempering, they should be able to give a reliable account of the events leading to the capital's downfall.
A promising idea. I will assist the healers and their ministrations. Of course, I will require a proxy of my own, assuming you can spare one.
Would you like a hand?
No, I am sure we will manage. Better that you take my place in the field. The noxious ether of this place disagrees with me, and as I shall need to draw on my own for the treatment, 'twill be prudent for me to remain within the camp.
This talk of curing the tempered is all well and good, but I reckon the cold is a more pressing concern. All the houses round here are fitted with ceruleum heaters that could keep us warm and toasty. Problem is, the machines seem to have given up the ghost, and if we keep sitting around, freezing our asses off, we'll be next. My smiths reckon that with the right parts, they can have them working again, but it won't be easy.
Why would the heaters all have broken? They were literally just talking about how, like, everything was left untouched and untempered. Did they just leave them on and they broke down from overuse or something?
Understood. The machinist will assist them in the repairs.
What good is central heating that breaks down just to having it on all the time? It's like, yeah, you can only have it on like 12 hours of the day. So you can only be warm for 12 hours of the day. And you just have to hope that the residual heat from the 12 hours it's on lasts long enough to keep you alive for the other 12.
The rest of us should either stand watch or survey the area.
I mean, to be fair, that is how my central heating works, where it's just like, well, we'll turn on for like an hour, and then you're going to have to just make do for the rest of the for a few hours. Just hope the double glazing holds it all in.
They will be searching for us, if they have not already ascertained our position. That we have seen no sign of them since the battle suggests they have yet to do so. However, I suspect they may be biding their time.
Or perhaps we are beneath their notice.
In any event, we'll find no answers standing around here. Urianger, Estinian and myself have visited Garlemald recently, so we'll lead the reconnaissance efforts. Perhaps bolstered by a few Bosnian and Dalmatian scouts from my previous excursion for good measure.
They really explained
Don't forget
how
about us Alamegans. We have experienced scouts of our own.
They really explained how the three of them avoided tempering when they were here before.
Well now, This is turning out to be a rather sizable team. With such numbers, we should be able to cover a wide area with relative ease, including that surrounding the Imperial Palace.
I guess they just got in and out before it happened, but I'm sure they talked about the tempering.
How about you, Graha? I have a feeling we'll find a use or two for that vanishing spell of yours.
'Twould be my honor to be of service, though I doubt that you of all people need rely on my tricks.
That leaves us with guard duty.
As a matter of fact, I have something else in mind for the two of you and Alphino. Between here and the center of the capital lies the Eblan Rhine. I would have you search the area for survivors. Your keen sense of direction, honed in your extensive travels, should prove useful in navigating the ice fields.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't make much sense. It would make more sense to send someone who knows the area. But I understand that you have to give us something to do. Since you've travelled, so I'm going to state honest, there's nothing else that he's doing. Ice fields, I love ice fields. Oh wait, no I don't.
As ever, you do not want for enthusiasm. But given your experience traipsing about through Kurthus, I should be surprised if you let a little inclement weather dampen your redoubtable spirits. And even if that were the case, the promise of hot soup upon your return would surely spur you to action.
Ah, yeah. You better actually give me hot soup as well as a quest reward. You give me food as like a random quest reward so often.
May the Fury bless and keep you.
For you to promise me hot soup and then not deliver, I'm going to be upset. I'm gonna hold Lucia to her hot soup promise. Gods be good. If it's this cold with Tartary's clothing, I dread to think how we'd fare without it. I must remember to thank you when we next meet. Makes me realise too that while the people of Garlemald have spent their whole lives in conditions like these, even they'd be hard pressed to survive away from the warmth of their homes. If there are any survivors, we must find them and quickly. No soup, yes. Alright. I'm going to call it there. For tonight, it seems like a good spot. I've got my Aetheryte to teleport to now. And another map for me to find Aetheryte points on to unlock flying. That should be fun. That's again another fun thing to look forward to at some point during this expansion. Yeah, so we're back with Final Fantasy XIV Wednesday, next Wednesday, and Friday I'll be playing something else. I really want to play another. I keep forgetting it was called Trace Memory when it came out here, and I can't remember. I keep forgetting what the name of the actual name, but Another Code. I don't know why they called it Trace Memory here, but Another Code. I'm very tempted to buy Another Code remastered and play that, but also I have no money, so what a predicament. I'll figure out what to do. There's no stream tomorrow though, because tomorrow's my games night. But I will, I'll be back on Friday with something. That's a promise. I'll be back on Friday with something. So. If I see you then, I will see you then. Otherwise, I will see you when I see you. Thanks for watching if you did. Have a good night. And goodbye. Bye-bye.